The people have spoken. They want this out. Don't need it anymore. Let's make room for that IRS. Rear end is out. Now I gotta clean some of this stuff up because I want my car to be nice and neat. So take some time and go ahead and clean that stuff up. And then I guess we start mocking up the new rear end and see if I know what I'm doing or not. I don't. Since we have them both out, I figure now is a good time to give some people a rundown as to why I'm putting that rear end in instead of just rebuilding this. There are a few advantages actually to both. There's a ton of debate as to whether or not one is better than the other. I don't really care to get into that. Choose what's right for you based off of everything. I chose that because I want it. Kind of that simple. I just want it. The advantages to the independent rear suspension is a few things actually. This side is not regulated by this side for movement. Meaning that if this side comes up when you have the tire attached, if this raises up, your other side can stay exactly where it is. The advantage to that is you can have a consistent contact patch on the ground with the opposite side when you hit bumps and the rocks, whatever, and it won't unsettle the car. The other advantage is camber. So for anyone who doesn't know, camber is when you have a wheel straight up and down, right? Negative camber is when it goes towards the center of the vehicle. Positive is when it goes away from the vehicle. Why would you want negative camber or positive camber? Negative camber allows for when the suspension is compressed on that side to have a better contact patch with the tire. Positive camber helps for when it is extended. Let's say I'm turning the car in a way that compresses this side, right? And lifts on this side. So in that case, I would be making a left-hand turn. Having the wheel go like this when the suspension is decompressed will help this tire keep more contact on the ground. The other advantage is what's called unsprung mass. Even though this whole rear end is heavier, you have less unsprung weight. That is a few of the advantages of that compared to this. This has a consistent contact patch all the time, but if I hit a bump, see how both sides move together? Whole thing teeters and totters. You can get some really good suspension in here that helps mitigate that, but that is always going to be a downside of this. Upsides, less moving parts overall, which is a really good thing. Stronger out of the box. This does not have as many wheel hop issues like that rear end will have. If you're throwing a ton of power at it, this will handle the power a lot better than that will, stock for stock. But in my case, I kind of like that this rear end is heavier overall because it helps me get better weight distribution. If cost is a really big concern, stick with your solid axle. Just do some minor upgrades to it. Lower control arms, panhard bars, all that stuff. You can go a long way with that on a solid axle and make for a really, really good car. But if money is no object, these are really, really enticing. And plus, looks pretty cool too. So there's your crash course as to why I went with this over this. Ta-da! It's in, baby! Not completely in, but kind of in place. This rear mount right up here, not fully in place on either side. The reason it's not in place is because I just bolted this into the quad shock mount just so that I could like line up the front. If I take the springs out and then let this bolt out, it should go actually kind of where it needs to be. I'll figure that out another day, but it's in place and it's on the ground. I would love to take it outside, but it's kind of raining. So this is all you get for today. Man, this was a mission to do all by myself. Well, my brother helped me move it when it was on there, just like shift it. So Honorable mention, Daniel. Appreciate you. Things to note. This fitment, pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I don't have a rotor, which will push it out more. And then these aren't the permanent wheels, and these are only like 8 wides. I will still need a wide body, but wide bodies are cool. God, I want to bring it outside. Give me like 5 minutes of no rain. Just 5. What we have to do now is get this bracket on both sides, permanently put in place. So I'm gonna take the springs out, drop this down a little bit, and figure out exactly how I'm gonna get that in place. Got this drop back down, and now this has to go up. You can see that hole almost aligns. Back one, definitely not. I'm hitting this section of the body right here, so I'll have to just trim this out. I know when I do the coilovers, I'll have to do the same thing right back here, just notching this out, because I think the hat size is too big for in there. And what you'll also probably see me do is some extra bracing in here, but that's for another day. For now, I have this. We'll reuse this front hole by the looks of it after we trim this out. Have to do that on both sides, I would imagine. Pulled the IRS back out of the car. Gonna go ahead and work on getting the driver's side bracket all put in place. And, you know, basically same treatment we did over here. I'm not even sure if I should be doing this, so don't listen to me. But I'm gonna do it anyways. You know, there's guys out here who chop this off and do hardtail conversions and all that stuff. It improves the geometry of the rear suspension when you lift up this backside. I'm not gonna do all that right now, so I'll just do what I want and raise up those brackets that little like 1/8 of an inch. So it's my car, damn it. I think I'm gonna call the video there. Thank you guys for watching. I'll continue doing the IRS. I don't even know how many parts this is gonna be. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. And, you know, come back for the next one. Thank you.